Good morning, it's Sandy, your sister and your friend. Welcome to this day. It's been a little bit since I have posted a video. I was on a trip with my son, and then a couple days after getting home, I managed to catch COVID, and which this is February 2024, and all during the time of the last 4 years, I never did have COVID. So fortunately, it was a sort of a mild case of COVID that was going around, or strain of COVID, and it was more like having a cold after the initial time of just general fatigue. But anyway, I am basically well now, but I wanted to post this video really about that, about the experience of finding myself sick with something. I am in a park this morning, which is where I like to come. This tree that is behind me is is my favorite tree. I come and hug this tree when I come in to the park, because we just have a very natural affinity for each other. I'll back off a little bit and you can see just the grandeur and the majesty of this tree behind me. But I wanted to just say that, there are going to be things that happen in our lives that we might, something might happen. We might get exposed to a germ, and our body, our immune system doesn't seem to be able to fight it off, or to overcome it, and those are going to be times perhaps when we find ourselves ill with something, sick with something, with a disease, or we fall and we have injured ourselves. I wanted to just talk a little bit about my experience of getting through this time of having COVID, and my experience was basically that I allowed whatever feelings I was having about having COVID. I just noticed them. I wasn't afraid of COVID, but I did find initially that I was kind of annoyed by finally getting COVID, and I was surprised, and I was a little bit annoyed. And then I just watched those feelings. I just noticed that that's how I felt, and I allowed those feelings, and I by allowing them, I was like, oh, I actually love the fact that I can explore these feelings, and I can look at them honestly. So I'm not going to deny that I have certain feelings about being sick right now, and by just the allowing and the observing, and allowing the Holy Spirit to really oh, okay, then you're bringing love into this experience, and now everything about it can be transmuted into love. And that's what I found happening, is that I found myself thinking, oh, this is actually happening for my good. I had gone on a trip and I hadn't gotten a lot of sleep, and so the fact that I came home and immediately experienced COVID and the fatigue, and I slept a lot. And I was like, oh, so I needed the sleep, and so now my body's, is getting the sleep that it needs. So I could see the good that came out even of this experience of being sick. But I wanted to say I didn't ever attach myself to being the body who was going through the experience. I was experiencing the aftermath, the effects of having this disease called COVID, but I wasn't seeing myself as having it. That sounds kind of paradoxical, but I knew I was experiencing it, but I wasn't the body that was actually having it. And because I didn't claim it, I didn't possess it, I didn't identify with it, it really was a different experience for me. It gave me some space between that disease and the body going through that disease, and that also allowed me not to suffer with it. So there wasn't suffering. There was like, oh, this is just a happening thing, and I can allow it, and I can actually see that it is for my good. And that gave me the ability to find a softness around it, to create a softness, a soft experience around it, and not to push against it, not to resist it, not to empower it somehow through that way, but my empowering it was through allowing it and loving it and seeing it, that there was good that came out of it for me. So anyway, I just wanted to share that. That was my experience of going through. I am rarely sick. I think I've had a cold for like one day in the last 4 years. And so this surprised me. That's why getting COVID was a surprise, and initially kind of feeling like, oh, how could this happen? And, having some annoyance that it did happen. And yet it did. And but I'm on the other side of it, and it has not been a terrible experience for me, and I'm very, very, very grateful for that. And anyway, I'll be posting some other things this week, because now I'm back and have a lot of things that I feel like it's been a great time of renewal and refreshment for me, of really turning inside to see, what things would I like to share, what things have made my life so joyful and so wonderful. And I'm wanting just that, if that's for me, that's also for you. So I'll be posting some more things here shortly. All right, take care. Love you so much. God bless you. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't. Go and have a wonderful day. Thanks. Bye.